the ego is a nasty thing, man. You know, because the stronger your ego, the more it like sinks its teeth in to keeps you right where you're at. Listen, if you guys are stuck in your business or your life right now, you got to watch this video, because what I'm going to talk about here today is the solution to getting unstuck. And that's to stop listening to yourself. If you are stuck, chances are you need to stop listening to yourself. You know, often I jump on here and I give you guys some motivation, I give you some feedback, I give you some encouragement. And my goal is to not tell you what to do, but tell you where to look. And I'll tell you one of the places that you can look today to get unstuck. Maybe your life is coming crashing down on top of you. Maybe you hit a plateau in your business, can't seem to wiggle your way out. I'm here to tell you that your ego is probably keeping you stuck, and you need to stop listening to yourself, to me. And I can speak from experience because I've been in that spot. By the way, if you guys are new to the show, new to the channel, I've been working really hard on YouTube. Hey, we just hit 2,000 subscribers. So that's a big milestone for me. I'm Jeremiah Sullivan, former Army Ranger. I was a quitter in life. I changed my life and I changed my mindset and turned into a winner. Got into the military, became a Ranger. And then I was an infantry commander. Then I ran 100 miles without training up for it. I did that at 11,000 feet. That race fucking killed me, man. But it transformed me, it changed me, and it made me realize that it was time for me to separate from the service and chase my purpose of building leaders. And so I got out and I started helping entrepreneurs, high performers, business owners. I help them hit their goals in their personal and professional lives. Okay, I help people add more money to their bottom line. I help people change their life, move from New York to Florida, which was really hard to do. I've helped people go from zero income to 17,000 in a month. I've helped people add 300K in 60 days. I've helped people take a 9-month goal and collapse it down to 60 days. So I do all this. I help people with their goals and help them win in business and life because I learned how to overcome one thing. That's myself. When you overcome you, life moves a lot faster. I had to learn how to overcome myself. I was stuck in business for 5 years. There's two stories that I want to share: business story and then Ranger School. Okay, so in business, I had been trying to do things my way. I was chasing money when I first got into business in like about 2013, and I tried drop shipping, day trading stocks. I built this little map board company. I built a mock up of an app, and these were all ideas that were multi-million-dollar businesses if I would have followed through on all of them. But I abandoned them because I wasn't passionate about it. But the real problem was that I was building them for me. I was listening to me. Jeremiah, you should build this drop shipping company because it'll make you all types of money. Jeremiah, you should try day trading stocks. It'll make you all kinds of money. I never stopped to ask myself, like, how could I provide great service to the world? And when I met my mentor in 2000 and I guess it was 2000, what was that? 18? I met him in 17 and I started working with him in 18. And I remember at the end of that year, after he'd helped me get my life right, we started working on business a little bit more. And he said, you can get everything you want in life if you just help enough people get what they want. And that little saying that he said flipped a switch in my mind. And I stopped being selfish with my business endeavors and I started being selfless. And that led me to starting the coaching business that I had now. And it got me, now I run these Conquer Quest events, which are awesome. I do my online training. I do my in-person training. I have multiple streams of revenue. I have a few. And I only adopted that mindset because I got around the right people, got around the right mentors. I started thinking differently. And 80% of success lies between your ears. So that happened in business. Now in Ranger School, a lot of you guys are following me because you're listening to the Ranger path that I was on. Well, I made it through Ranger School the first time without recycling any phase. I got very, very lucky because in the first phase, right after Rap Week, I was in Derby phase and I almost got peered, which if you guys don't know what that means that my peers basically said that Jeremiah wasn't a top performer. And I got such a low ranking that they almost dropped me from the course. And anyways, I got my evaluation at the end of that 2-week period or 10-day period or whatever it was, and I ranked low. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm a team player. I'm approachable and likable, all this type of shit. How the hell did these guys rank me so low? But the problem was that during that phase, I was an introvert, and I allowed my introvert to take over. I withdrew. I hid out. I was the gray man. I didn't want to disrupt. I didn't want to do too much. I just tried to float through, and I wasn't really taking the initiative and being a leader in the school. And so I learned that I was a gray man, and I was hiding. And when I should have been thriving, I should have been helping more people. I should have been taking more initiative. But the problem was that I was listening to myself. You know, that little voice inside, that negative voice that tells you not to put yourself out there, not to do the thing that you need to do. That little voice that creeps up when you have fear. That little voice is the thing that's holding you guys back. So what I had to do is I had to stop listening to myself. And when I did that, as I went through Ranger School, I think in Florida phase, I ranked in the top 93 percentile or 95 percentile, which is among the best. And I learned from my mistake. Okay. With money, the only way my financial situation changed, okay, how I went from me and my wife, when we met, we shared a twin bed in Iraq, guys. That was my life. Okay. And now we got the freaking pool in the backyard. But the way I changed my financial situation is I stopped listening to me. Okay, I tried to apply for a house one time when I was in my 20s. The banks wouldn't lend me the money. And when they wouldn't lend me the money, I realized I didn't know jack and shit about success, because if I did, I would be able to get what I want. In your life, if you're not getting what you want, you do not know jack and shit. Stop telling yourself that you know what's best. Now, that leads me into, well, where do you find out what's best for you? Well, I turned my situation around by doing the opposite. I turned my financial situation around by doing the total opposite. I turned my whole life upside down. All right, so what that looked like was, once the banks wouldn't lend me the money for the house, I said, fuck, man, everything I know about success must be absolutely wrong, because if it was right, I'd be able to get the house. Common sense, reasonable. So I was like, well, let me do the opposite. So I turned everything upside down, put my phone in a different pocket, keys in a different pocket, took a different route to work. I started changing everything. I changed up the way I was living. I changed up my mannerisms. I went to the gym. I picked different machines. I did this for like a full week, very, very intently, or with a lot of intention. And as I did that, my mind started seeing different things. I started noticing just the most random shit, like, you know, I became more aware of the route I was taking to work. I started seeing and seeking information. Like I remember books started gravitating towards me. Like I would be online and I'd start clicking on books, you know, and I'd start researching a little bit more. But what I was doing is I was trying to draw in success information. I knew that I had failed. So by turning my life upside down, that was a metaphor, a symbol rather, of me changing my life and doing things differently. So I started seeking information. The more I seek, the more I found. Doesn't the Bible say that? Seek and you shall find. So bottom line is, that put me on a track that changed my whole financial situation, and went from sleeping on a twin mattress with my wife to the life that we have now here in Florida. So I had to stop listening to myself. I had to try differently, guys. And that's what I want you guys to start doing. So who do you listen to? Well, in those moments, you know, when you're afraid and you're weak and you don't have your courage and you're doubting yourself, you don't listen to you, man. You listen to a couple of things. You listen to God and you listen to your intuition. That's what I have found over the years. Like, just making sure the dogs weren't killing something. Freaking Epic killed a bird in the house. One flew in, he jumped up and grabbed it, and he came out here and he killed a squirrel same week. Crazy. But I just got back from Vegas, so I'm just trying to spend some time with these guys. But bring this all back is, who do you listen to? Well, you have to be able to differentiate between the right voice and the wrong voice, the God voice, the devil voice, whatever you want to call that voice, the conscious stream of consciousness inside of you. You have to trust in that voice. A lot of you guys will only trust in the voice when you feel good. Like, do not do that. Like, if I just had somebody hit me up on a program and they were like, oh, they wanted to jump in, and they're like, oh, I want to freaking jump in later. And I was like, listen, I've been doing this a long time. Any person that's told me they wanted to get the money first and then do it later, net is on the loser path. They fucking lose. They are losers. Okay, now there's one thing to be said about you guys that are working your way towards a goal, but a lot of you guys, when you have the fucking financial means and you can get your foot in the door financially, you should be doing it. Like if you truly have a situation that can better you and you can get your foot in the door financially, you do it. And I had to do that. I've done that several times in my life, where I couldn't figure out how I was going to get the money. I wasn't sure how I was going to get the resources, but then I got my foot in the door and I fucking did it. It was like the Florida trip. Me moving to Florida, I didn't know where I was going to get the house. I didn't have a house planned out. We literally sold the house or put the house up for sale and left before it was even sold. We left and we left within like 2 days. We were gone. We were here looking for a place here in Florida. And I didn't have just like cash tucked aside to be able to spend whatever the fuck I wanted. Like I just was, let's fucking go, man. We're going to figure it out. And the thing is, you guys ever heard that saying, the teacher will appear when the student is ready? That's the case when it comes to your finances. Now you have to be able to handle pressure. If you can't handle pressure and you quit every time there's pressure, then you'll be listening to me, but you won't actually follow through on what you've committed to, and you'll just go back to square one. So I'm not going to set you guys up for failure. You have to be willing to bet on yourself and then see the fucking plan through. That's what winners do. The loser mindset is to get the money first, get whatever it is first, and then get the thing. That takes fucking forever. And most of the time your issue isn't money, it's resourcefulness. So it's like when you buy a house, right? You don't actually have the money for the house, you ask the banks for it. So why would you like say you need to get the money for the house before you've actually found the house that you wanted? Go find the house that you want. Go find the thing that stretches you and helps you grow as an individual. But bringing this all together is that I want you guys to win. In order for you to win, you got to put your damn ego aside. Stop allowing your ego to run your damn life. If you can do something now, you fucking do it now. This whole like shit that society has completely brainwashed people into thinking that they have their entire life to get the things that they want and grow the way that they want to grow. It's not true. Me and you, we don't know if we're going to live tomorrow. Something could happen to me. If you guys don't see a YouTube video from me, for like a week, something fucking happened to me. And I just hope that these messages really inspire you guys and get you to take action now, live life on your terms, and don't wait for the perfect conditions, because the timing is always right now. Conquer all, guys.